What's going on, everyone? Nick Gambaro here. Stefan Martinez with you. We got a ton to talk about. Let's jump right into it. Carson Wentz today finally traded to the Indianapolis Colts. He will be reunited with head coach Frank Reich. And, you know, there's been so much speculation if it's Indy or Chicago or, you know, so many teams are in the mix, but those are really the two biggest that we were hearing were the Bears and the Colts, and he is headed to Indy. I think we'll have to find out, I think. It's going to be good for him, I think, to be with Frank Reich again. You had success with him back in Philly, but the Colts as a whole, I don't know. Again, I know you guys know how I feel about Carson Wentz. So I think we'll have to find out. I don't think he'll have success right away. What's up, Skip? What's up, James? Let's go Jets. Let's go Islanders tonight too, by the way. Very big game. But what are you feeling, Stefan? Because I'm sort of in that middle where he could be successful, but also we kind of got to wait and see.
I do think that, you know, this gives them a chance to explore their quarterback options. Now, the Colts know they got a quarterback, and he feels comfortable now. He's out of Philadelphia. He's probably where he wanted to be all along, and I feel really, really good for him. Hello, all the way from Russia. How are you?
What's up, everybody? We got a couple of new viewers.
How are you guys? Welcome into the families, we like to say.
Yes.
Who are your favorite? First of all, we're gonna get off this topic for a second, but who are your favorite sports teams, and what drew you to the show all the way from Russia?
That's very cool.
That's impressive. Yes. It's okay, Corp Python. We see you, Ranger fan. All right, we see you.
Who are your other teams besides the Rangers?
Who do you root for?
And the person from Russia,
yes.
Who are your teams? What sports do you like?
Right.
Same thing with Corp Python. Besides hockey and Rangers, who else do you like? What sports do you watch? We want to get to know you guys. This is cool. We got a couple new viewers, and from Russia, that's pretty.
That's awesome.
Lost. I know you're happy, James, and that's big for you guys, meaning the Devils. Coming off of being off the
Eagles, Mets, Eagles, Cavs. Wow.
Interesting.
Okay.
So our first topic you'll be interested in talking about Carson Wentz. We definitely want to get your thoughts.
Definitely.
I know Stefan has some Mets stuff he wants to get into. And the Cavs. Interesting.
James is also a Cav fan, so this is interesting.
Very big Cavs fan.
Wow. Thank you guys for checking us out. But I personally think this is a good start. It's a good start for Carson Wentz. However, I do think we need to tempt the brakes on he's going to be great just yet. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what the Colts continue to put around him. And let's see if he can stay healthy for a full season. Because the issue with Carson Wentz is not talent. The issue with Carson Wentz is, can he stay healthy? And if Carson Wentz is healthy, to me, he can be a top flight quarterback. The question is, what is his health going to look like? And how is Frank Reich going to use him within that offense? And what does this mean for T.Y. Hilton? Because we've been hearing from T.Y. Hilton, I don't know if he could get open. Does he have anything left? Wow. Alex Ovechkin love.
Okay, so you're a big Caps fan.
Okay, well, he's good now. He said he likes the Cavs.
Ovechkin's a great player and still killing it in the league.
Right.
He's doing amazing.
You feel like this could be a breath of fresh air for Carson Wentz, which is what I'm hoping it is. I like the guy. I just think in Philly, it got off to a rough start. There was a lot of question marks about, does the front office trust him? Does he trust the front office?
A lot of locker room drama. He had a big ego from what we hear. So, yeah, like you say, it wasn't a good fit, and he needed to move on. So now
right.
It's looking so far like Jalen Hurts' time in Philly, unless if Philly does something with him, or we've heard rumors that Nick Foles may come back to Philly. I don't know if that's going to happen now, because I know we're going to maybe do a Wentz Foles swap. Go ahead.
No, you brought up a key point, but I want to mention this for the viewers that are watching. The Carson Wentz contract, the Eagles have to pay $33 million of his salary in 2021. So that's $33 million they can't spend on their cap. They have to pay Carson Wentz that money in order for him to be, in order for the trade to be consummated. That's one of the provisions of the trade. So let's keep that in mind when we talk about what moves the Eagles could possibly make, who they can sign, who they might sign, who they had interest in signing. When you have that much tied up into a QB that's no longer there, that's something we need to keep an eye on.
Oh, definitely.
And that's why I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the quarterback by default, because I don't think they have the money to go out now and trade or sign a quarterback when you have $33 million in dead cap money. Now, let's be frank. Jalen Hurts was good for them at the end of the year last year. When he played, it seemed like they had some life. So maybe it works out for them, and maybe they're able to, get something out of him, and a new head coach is able to get something out of Carson Wentz. But we'll see. We'll see how it works, and hopefully both sides are. This is a marriage that will work for both sides. Because listen, I do think that Carson was fed up with things towards the end. You did hear that, him and the general manager, Howie Roseman, didn't get along. So eventually something was going to have to give. And if you weren't going to fire Howie Roseman, then you kind of had to have this come to Jesus meeting, so to speak, and be like, hey, what are we going to do? And turns out they made the decision. And I think both teams did well. Do I think this is a perfect trade? No, because like I said, the $33 million in cap money kind of takes that away. But I do think that this creates a way out for both teams.
Let's go Islanders, Dougie. Big game tonight. Yeah, and no, I did not hear. Did you hear, Stefan, what the Panthers were offering for Deshaun?
Yeah, but I don't believe it.
That's awesome, though.
That's perfectly fine. What time is it?
I'm very excited as an Islander fan, and we also have another fellow Russian, Semyon Varlamov.
Hey, welcome, man. Welcome
tonight.
Welcome to the family. We appreciate it. And where can we find your podcast if we want to check it out?
Yes, and thank you for watching.
We're gonna get into that next. Don't worry about that. No, but let's keep talking about this football, and then we'll transition to some hockey for the viewers that are here for the hockey stuff. But I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that that's true for a second. Now,
even a team like them, Stefan, that wouldn't have helped.
I honestly, I just don't think that. Yeah, like Big Dog said, what does that do for you in terms of how you're moving forward? Because if you give up 3 first-round picks of McCaffrey for Watson, then what does he have? What does he have to throw to? That virtually doesn't make sense. If you go that far, that to me doesn't make sense. And again, I reiterate, until somebody proves me wrong, I don't think the Texans are going to trade this guy. That's just me. That's my personal opinion.
That's what it sounded like, yeah, from the people who cover them too, it doesn't sound like it. I know you're hearing the same thing from your
Right.
sources. It doesn't sound like they're going to trade him.
And this has been going on for a while now. Yeah, I know that they probably kicked the tires on it a little bit, but they just gave the guy a brand new contract. 4 years, $156 million or something in that range. They're not just going to turn around and say, okay, let's trade you now.
Did you see that DeAndre Hopkins wants to reunite with J.J. Watt?
Hey, man, I don't blame him for trying. He'd be good in Arizona.
Yeah,
He'd be good in Arizona. I think I'd give Green Bay a legitimate shot. To be honest with you, you also have to look at it this way. The cap is now down to 180 million. So if the salary cap continues to trend the way it's trending, then you already know this isn't going to be something that is going to be easy for teams to navigate. You see what Pittsburgh's dealing with their salary cap situation. You see what the Saints are dealing with their salary cap situation. Like, all these teams have salary cap issues. So as much as we want to see
I do hate the Rangers, but yes, they have a couple of good Russian players. They do.
You know, and I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't have a dog in this fight. I just want to see new viewers.
I'm not a big fan of Panarin though, for specific reasons.
Yeah, but it's all personal stuff. I mean, for him, it's all personal stuff. Big Dog's an Islander fan. Me, I don't have a hockey team.
No doubt about it.
I don't have a hockey team, so I'll let you guys fight that out. I am, but I'm not going to get too wrapped up in it because I don't think it's, personally speaking, him to the Browns would be nice. I was looking at the Browns salary cap situation. They're about $21 million under the cap, and they have $17 million in what they call loose cap room, where you can actually spend that money and, there's no provisions attached. So I'd be willing to do that, but I'm at this point, I'm like, hey, just let it play out how it's gonna play out. You still have other needs besides J.J. Watt. Him and you throwing money at him would help the situation, no doubt, to put him with Myles Garrett and the rest of that defense. But I'm not gonna automatically say, oh, it's gonna happen. And no, listen, I've been around too long. You hear reports. Am I happy that they're in the conversation? Yes, but I don't know if that necessarily necessitates them signing him. Panarin took less money to sign with the Rangers. Hey, that's a fair point. Like I said, I have no dog in the fight.
Islanders are going to win before the Rangers.
I have no dog in the fight. I really don't care.
But generally speaking, the Islanders are more set up as of now to win than the Rangers, because the Rangers are still in a rebuild, whereas the Islanders, they were just two wins away from a Stanley Cup final.
Wait, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt, Nick. I'm sorry. What time is it in Russia right now? I'm very curious. I want to know what time
8 hours ahead of us, I think.
So it is now technically like 2:00 in the morning over there.
2:45 a.m.
Wow.
I could be wrong, but I think 8 hours ahead.
That's amazing. So do you watch hockey from Russia on a regular basis, or you just follow it when you can?
I strongly disagree.
I mean, we agree to disagree, but also what I will say is Blue Shirts Breakaway Podcast. Thank you for like we encourage the banter. We encourage you to back your boys. It's all well and good. I'm good with it. I like the fact that we can have a healthy debate amongst each other. 2:46 a.m. I can't sleep. You know what? Well, welcome to the club, buddy.
And I was right, 8 hours ahead.
Because I don't sleep much anyway. So welcome to the club.
I'm a big geography nut, as you guys
Yeah.
know, and love all that, the maps, the time zones. I love all that stuff.
Hey man, but no, but like I have no issues with this trade either way. I think this trade works out well for both teams. I think both teams eventually are gonna grow to be happy with the decisions they made. But we gotta wait and see. This is a wait and see thing. I do
I
think
think
that
so too.
we have to just let these things play out. We can't automatically assume that one side is gonna be better than the other because you really don't know. You
I
don't
still
know.
don't think they're a contender either.
In that division they might be because everybody else in that division is terrible. The Texans,
Except for the Titans.
yeah, but even
But
them,
you're right. They could compete for the division, but
yeah, because
I don't even see them beating Kansas City or Buffalo.
no, but I don't care about. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about winning. I'm just talking about winning the division title. I'm not talking about them winning, going to the Super Bowl and nothing like that. I think them competing for a division title is a step in the right direction.
It definitely is.
I mean, I personally speaking, I want to see what the Rangers do though. We're going to transition to hockey because there's a lot of hockey comments in here right now. So the football we're going to table for a little while.
KHL games. Yeah, hockey playoffs. There's nothing like it.
I've heard stories from this guy, and I'm dying to go.
I've been lucky enough to go to many Islanders games. I've been to a few Islander playoff games, and it's absolutely amazing. It's amazing.
It sounds sensational from the stories I would hear from this guy.
Are you able to watch NHL games in Russia? Like, how do you follow the NHL?
So while he answers that question,
that was a really good league, though. Very good league. When the NHL last had its lockout a few years back, they would actually show here on TV some KHL games, just so fans could watch some kind of hockey. So, and it was the few games I watched, was really good. Yeah, very competitive league, the KHL. And that's where Ilya Sorokin just came from.
Door. So no, that's I've heard stories about how playoff games in Russia could be really competitive, and I'm really in tune with how competitive those games could get. So I'm very in tune. I actually got to start watching hockey, but oh boy, I don't know.
He's one of the best. Yeah, Adam Pelech, he's awesome. Yeah, the Islanders aren't going to let him go. He was a big reason why when the Islanders weren't playing well last year when he was out, and then COVID came, and then the long break actually helped him recover from his injury, and then once the bubble started, he was healthy and ready to play, and you can clearly tell the impact he has on that Islanders defense. We needed him desperately. Yeah, he plays the most minutes on the Islanders defense, 2 out of anybody else. Yeah, very, very important piece.
Yeah. I like everything that both. Listen, to be honest with you, I don't want to. If you're a Ranger fan, you have one of the smartest front offices in hockey. Big Dog, I know you hate the Rangers, but putting that aside for a minute, John Davis is one of the smartest hockey men in he's been around.
This guy.
He's done it a while. So if anybody has the capabilities to kind of fix what ails the front office, it's John Davidson. He kind of has an idea. I don't like what David Quinn said after the game that the Islanders didn't play hard the other night. I kind of didn't like that. I kind of wish he didn't say what he said because it sounds like you're giving your players a built-in excuse to play like garbage to me. I kind of wish he was more upfront with we just got to be better Because you saying they played bad for me is a built-in excuse to justify the fact that they were bad. And I don't necessarily agree like that, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you have to come and be realistic and say, listen, we got to play harder, but I got to coach better, you know? And it feels to me like a built-in excuse. And you watch hockey, Big Dog. You're the hockey aficionado on this show. I will give it up to you. There's no question about it. When you hear things like that, and when you see comments like that made, what's the first thing that goes through your head? What's the first thing you think about?
He didn't play good enough.
Right.
I mean, he's speaking the truth. I mean, it's the way you interpret it. It could be interpreted as an excuse too.
I mean, it is an excuse. Now, granted, the Devils, they played the better game.
The Devils played amazing. From
they
what
won the game.
The highlights, they won every puck. Honestly, they didn't look like they were off for 2 weeks.
Right.
They came ready to play, and the Rangers didn't.
Right.
They were slow to pucks. They didn't look like they didn't even want to be there, really.
Right.
And the Devils pounced on every opportunity. And any turnover the Rangers committed, the Devils executed on it. So credit to the Devils. They played well, beat them by 3 goals. But the Rangers, speaking generally from a hockey point of view, they're gonna form something, but it's gonna take time. It just is, I feel like. Now you already have 2 young goalies who are good, and you have certain pieces, that you're building towards, but they need way more experience. And fans getting on Alexis Lafreniere, the kid, this is his first season. And he's only, I think, 19 years old. You got to kind of, he's going to take time to develop. I know he has very high expectations because he was the number 1 pick, but it's going to take time for the Rangers.
I think it's clear. I think it's fair to say that they're in a clear rebuild. The one thing you do want to do in this,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but if you remember, Stefan, they wrote a letter to their season ticket holders warning them, listen, we're going to go into a rebuild. We're committed to rebuilding. And so they gave the fan base a heads up too. So it wasn't like this wasn't coming. You know what I mean?
Right. And
I kind of saw it coming with the Rangers defensive players getting older and being shipped to, it seemed like, Tampa Bay, because Girardi went there, McDonough, Ryan Callahan also was in Tampa for a while, a few other former Rangers, Lundqvist looking a lot older. So, we all saw this coming.
Yeah, and you gotta also understand too, when you send a letter to your season ticket holders, that's kind of the indication that, listen, we're gonna do this the right way. It's gonna be a long build, it's gonna be a slow build, and we're not gonna rush through this, which is why I believe the way they're going about it is the right way. Now, granted, you want to win, you want to have success, you want these young players to feel as though they're gonna compete every night. And granted, that's why they play the games. They play the games to compete. They play the games to be in the mix. They play the games so that they can, grow as players. However, I do think that we need to set realistic expectations and say, you know what? We already know what this is. Alexis Lafreniere is 19 years old. Buchnevich is still a young guy. You have young guys all over the ice. And you kind of have to let them go through the growing pains of being young. And listen, I didn't want to do this early in the show, but since we're here, I'm going to do it. New York in general, we do not have the patience for anything. You see it with the Rangers. Oh, no, we don't got time for a rebuild. You've been seeing it with the Knicks, too. Oh, no, we don't got time for a rebuild. They're ready to put RJ Barrett in the trade package for Zach LaVine. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. He's 20 years old. Let's just chill for a second. You've been bad for 20 years. What the hell's an extra 2 or 3? Come on now.
And it also seems like there's no leadership in that locker room at all.
No.
Feels like Lundqvist, now that he's gone. So
I do think at some point, leadership has to be organic. You have to get guys in there that are going to lead by example, meaning let leadership form on its own. Don't try to force anything. If you know these are the guys that want to lead me, these are the guys that we expect to be a part of our future, then I'm good with that. But I don't like leadership to be forced, so to speak. So that's why, to me, I kind of want to see the Rangers go through these growing pains, go through this rough patch of figuring out what type of team you have and what type of team you're going to be moving forward. And I do agree with you. I think the Islanders are set up a little bit better. I think Lou Lamoriello and Barry Trotz came in there with a clear vision of, okay, this is the type of team we're going to build. These are the type of players we're going to identify, and this is how we're going to do it. Whether or not they're able to put everything together and formulate this the way they would like to, I am very curious to know. However,
so far we have seen Barry Trotz implement his system, and the players respond to that. And you've seen players even grow under Trotz and Lamoriello too. A guy like Brock Nelson, who was only really a guy who played well in October, maybe the beginning of November, although he's kind of struggling this year. But so far under Barry, he's been consistent. You've seen Barzal really grow a lot. Certain things still he has to improve on. Certain things still the young guy, but he's improving. He's not hogging the puck as much, learning to pass, learning to shoot more. So they're definitely improving. I mean, Barzal alone this year, since we're talking about him, in 15 games this year, he's got 6 goals, 9 assists, and 15 points.
Wow.
The Islanders have five wins, no regulation losses, and 1 overtime loss in their last 6 games. So that little period of after their 5-game losing streak, then they had the week off because of the Sabres being in COVID protocol. That week off kind of helped them in that extra practice time, and the Islanders have been on a tear lately. So they just got to continue this. And congrats to Ilya Sorokin Tuesday night for getting the 3-0 shutout win. Okay. I'm happy for the young kid, and he can finally feel more relaxed and loose a little bit. Because that first game was a really tough situation. He wasn't supposed to start. But again, the shot to the net, up high on Varlamov, he couldn't play. So then Sorokin was kind of thrown in there. But he'll grow and he'll get better too. Definitely. I'm really looking forward to it. These are 2 really big games too. Yes. And Saturday night that the Islanders have.
Right, I agree. I do think that's a good start to get him going. And I do think that, you look at, a young guy like that, you kind of want to see him find his rhythm. You kind of want to see him find that spark and say, you know what, this is my team. This is how I'm gonna go about it. And you know what, as an Islander fan, you got to feel proud of the way he bounced back after going through a rough stretch and seeing him basically under siege to saying, you know what, now I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna do what I do. And I'm going to help the team, and I'm going to contribute to wins. Because
the Islanders are 3 points back of first place, too. Mm-hmm. So it's big. Like, you got to keep getting points and win, especially in this toughest division in the league.
Right. And look, this season is one of those seasons where it's going to be topsy-turvy because it's only 56 games, and you kind of – you don't really know
Yeah, extremely good goalies. Yep.
And you don't really know what you're gonna get from night to night with a younger goalie. Correct me if I'm wrong, Big Dog. It's kind of you have to wait and see. Give him time to develop. But that 3-0 shutout sure makes you feel even better. Sure makes you feel a little bit easier.
What a save he made. Woo!
Right.
Amazing.
Right. And you gotta feel good about it. So if you're an Islander fan, you love where you are.
But we got to keep improving game
And
by
if
game.
And if you're a Devil and a Ranger fan, like, hey, you know what you signed up for. Just enjoy the youth. I know that's hard to say, well, I want to win. I get it. I get it. Just enjoy the youth. Because eventually, if you hit on some of these guys, they're gonna grow and get better. I mean, I think it's hard to say.
I think Sorokin.
Of course you do, because you're an Islander fan. But if I'm taking the neutral approach, I think it's
really good in the KHL. He put up really great numbers, and I think he will here too. It's going to take time. Shesterkin's a really good goalie as well, but I think Sorokin is going to be the better of the two. A few more topics in hockey I wanted to get into. The Central Division, Chicago and Florida are at the top, tied with 22 points, and Tampa Bay 21. Now, Tampa's right there, but they are third. I mean, it's kind of shocking. But Chicago, you know what? They're young. They still have Patrick Kane, and so it's a mix of young and old. But I think they just, you know what? Like, no one expects us to do nothing. Let's just go out and bowl and play and have fun. And they're playing really well right now. They're on a hot streak, and Florida too they're on a tear. So Jonathan Huberdeau he played awesome yesterday in that 4-3 win against Carolina. Does that shock you, Stefan, too, right? That Chicago and Florida are at the top?
No, because if you remember what I said early in the year, I said to you, I thought these younger teams were going to be a problem, especially because they have nothing to play for. Everybody's doubting them. What type of team will they have? It's a shorter season. Can they find the chemistry? Can they find the rhythm? I always thought that the younger teams were going to be dangerous because they got nothing to prove. We've seen it with the Marlins last year in baseball. 60 games, let's go all out. It's a small sample. Let's go out and make the playoffs, and let's just have some fun. And it's the same thing with this situation. Now, Tampa in third doesn't shock me. It's 21 points.
And they're only 1 point back, so it sounds like
it's not really nothing crazy. It's a point back. And Tampa is one of those teams. They get hotter as the season gets going. So I think they'll figure it out. I think Stamkos will find his rhythm, and I think they're going to be a tough team to beat come playoff time.
Let's go north of the border to Canada. The Maple Leafs had that.
Hold on. I'm gonna say it. Maple Leafs, to the Toronto Maple Leafs, you deserve the oop of the week. The oop of the week goes to you.
5-2 lead going into the third period.
And for those who don't know what oop is, it's kind of like when somebody does something crazy, or when you see something you're not expecting. That's kind of what that is. So you deserve that for blowing that 5-1 lead.
Right, and then with 18 seconds left, Ottawa ties it up, and then they end up winning in overtime. They score on a breakaway because of a not shocker, a missed defensive assignment by Toronto. Are we really shocked? But do you think, because they were talking about this on the radio the next day, like Sheldon Keefe and was Toronto's coach, and some pundits were like, we're just going to forget about this. And like everyone thought the players were going to move on and forget about it. But what do you think? I mean, to me, I'm sorry, if you're a player, that's kind of got to stick with you a little bit more than 24 hours. Now, you did beat Ottawa in the next game, which does help, but I don't think everyone's going to be like, all right, let's just forget that.
You got to forget about it. You got it. You can't hold on to it and say, oh, I wish we could have. You got to forget about it. Because if you don't forget about it, when you get in this situation again, you're going to be thinking, oh, how are we going to blow this one? How are we going to screw this one up? What are we going to do wrong here? Like, you can't always wonder what if.
And one of our favorite players to watch in the league, Austin Matthews, in 16 games played, he has 14 goals, 7 assists, and 21 points. So Austin Matthews doing pretty well as of late.
As of late, he's been on a tear for the whole year, I feel like.
Oh, yeah. The last topic, and then we'll move on. The Lake Tahoe outdoor games. We have 2 outdoor games this year. Of course, still no fans, but this is pretty unique. And to clarify, they will not actually be playing on Lake Tahoe. Some people may have gotten confused with that. The lake is not playable. It doesn't freeze over that much where they could have set up a rink to play on. Although that would be really, really cool. But what they're going to do, because there's a massive golf course next to Lake Tahoe, so they're going to they built the rink right there. And the rink is here, and then the lake is there. So you see the lake, and then there's snow-capped mountains everywhere in the backdrop. It's really
beautiful,
quite magical. I can't wait to watch it.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And you got Vegas versus Colorado in the first game, 3 p.m. Saturday. Vegas, it'll be their first outdoor game in their history. Colorado, this will be their third. They've already been in 2. And then you got Philly versus Boston on Sunday. And Philly's been in 4 outdoor games, and Boston has been in 3. So they got some experience in these outdoor games. That also is at 3 p.m., but on Sunday.
It's good that we're getting back to seeing outdoor games, and because that kind of feels normal.
Yes.
Hey, buddy, what's going on there? Oh, that'd be
awesome. I would love to one day do like a Mystery Alaska thing and actually play on a big pond or a big lake. But yeah, you got to make sure,
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
Frozen.
I'm not trying. First of all, if I'm a hockey player, I'm not trying to fall in. I'm out.
Nah,
I'm out.
Yeah, no hypothermia. We don't want that. God forbid.
Yeah, I'm out.
But yeah, in both of these games, really, they matter in terms of their division. Vegas and Colorado are very close. Philly and Boston are right there too. So they're going to be very entertaining. And I agree, Stefan. It's, kind of a sense of normalcy, but it's also extremely unique. Most of the outdoor games are in MLB, college football, or NFL stadiums. But now it's on a golf course, but right next to a lake. And that's where a lot of these hockey players first started to fall in love with the game and play the game outdoors on a backyard rink or out on a lake. Because most of these guys, growing up in Canada or Minnesota, other states in the Midwest, Russia, and other cold countries in Europe. So it's gonna be fun. I'm very excited. 2 very good games, all good teams as well.
And that's what makes it better, because you got 2 good teams and the competition's going to be there, because both these teams are trying to make the playoffs, which feels very, very – that's what makes it even better. There's none of these games outside, but they got something to play for. They're not just out here just playing around.
Yep, so great on the NHL. That's awesome that they managed to have at least 2 games. That's great. And yeah, so a lot going on in the hockey world. Let's go to baseball, where there was a really, really massive contract that was handed out. And more years a lot of years, a lot of money, although not anywhere close to Messi money, as we would say. But what can you tell us about Fernando Tatis Jr.? Do you like the deal? Do you think it's too much?
You want to hear something funny? Is I'm actually texting with somebody in San Diego right now about this deal.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I love it. I love it, and I'm gonna say this. I think it's good for the sport, and here's why I say that. I think it's good for the sport because you allow yourself to say, you know what, if the Padres can compete in a smaller market when they don't have the money as the Dodgers and as the Yankees and all these big market teams, that feels good. If you're a baseball fan, that feels good to know that the Padres are out here competing, trying to win a championship, and they're doing it their way. You got Tatis locked up before his 23rd birthday. Big Dog, he doesn't turn 22 till next month.
Well, goddamn.
No, 23. I'm lying. He doesn't turn 23 till next month. But still, I do think that it's great when you see a young team. They gave Machado $300 million. Hosmer got $140 million. And now Tatis is locked up to 14 at 340.
That's a 20 years for a guy.
It's a 20 years, but he's 22 years old. So if any that you're gonna get the bang for your buck for most of those years. And look,
I guess you just hope he don't get hurt. You know, he stays
that's the key thing is where's his health
situation.
Yeah, where oh God.
I know that.
Where's the health? What is he? How does he age? All that stuff plays into comes into play here. But if you're a Padre fan, you gotta be feeling like, hey man.
Look at you with the fancy backgrounds for each topic.
Well, you know. you kind of gotta feel good. And this comes after Blake Snell. You traded for him, you traded for you Darvish. You signed Mark Melancon. You got some other pieces. Like San Diego, to me, probably had the best offseason out of everybody in the sport, which includes the Mets. And the Mets have had a hell of an offseason. But the Padres, you got your cornerstone shortstop locked up at just 22 years old. You got
apparently they were. I'm sorry to get on the Mets for 2 seconds, but I don't know. Maybe a week or two ago, I was watching the K show, and I guess I turned it on, but I must have missed maybe a caller or whatever. And I guess supposedly Met fans are still complaining that they want more. And Michael Kay went off and was like, "How can you be complaining? Look at what you got. Look at your ownership." So listen, I know you didn't want to hear that, but I guess already Met fans complaining.
I like the retro logo. I don't like the doodle logo. So I'm staying with the retro San Diego Padre logo. This is the logo they used when they win the World Series last. So I'm good with it. No, but Meth, you see what I was saying? You see this? You see what I was saying?
You said it was coming.
Bro, you just got the second best shortstop in all of baseball. Your owner's about to give him $300 million. What are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? Like, you sound crazy right now. Oh, we didn't do enough. What do you want them to do? They offered more money for Trevor Bauer. He wanted to go home to LA.
I'm good with that. I really didn't want him anyway.
Can we stop crying?
And I can't blame him though. More money and you're in LA. I mean, come on now.
Beautiful weather, yeah.
Like, goddamn. And their World Series, they just won the World Series.
Right.
And they could go back there again. We'll see. I mean, that's hard to do, although they've done it before, but you got the Mets now. The Padres are shaping up to be.
I think the Padres are going to be some stiff competition. I do think the Mets are going to be some stiff competition. And let's not forget the Braves and the Nationals, who are still sitting here with probably two of the most elite rosters in baseball. So I don't really
But could you
I'm
see
not
the Braves making another deep run, or you think that was just like the 60-game season?
who the Braves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think me personally, I like Atlanta. Do I wish they would have done more with the pitching, but I don't necessarily know if it's enough to overtake the three top horses in the National League, which is the Dodgers, Padres, and Mets. I think that's a little bit far fetched, to be honest with you. Um, I do like that. Like I said, I love the fact that San Diego's trying. I like the fact that the Cardinals made the trade for Nolan. I like the fact that the Dodgers remain competitive. And let's give the Mets some credit. Steve Cohen, he put his money where his mouth is. You may want every superstar known to man, but that's not how it works. It doesn't work like that.
Even the Yankees tried it a couple times and still didn't work in 01 and 03. So
yeah, and they tried it looking for all of 2000. You had Matsui, you had Massini, you had Giambi, you had this one, you had Randy Johnson, you had Carl Pavano,
what year was that where they had all those dudes?
like 06, 05, 06.
04, 07.
Gary Sheffield, Bobby Abreu. You had like an all-star team, and you still didn't know.
Sheffield stance to
the bat wagon, yeah. I still miss Chef in the bat wagon.
He was on Atlanta before that, right? And that's where the Yankees got him from.
Where was Gary Sheffield? I don't think it was Atlanta. Nah, I don't think it was. I forgot where it was.
Let's see.
But I don't think it was Atlanta.
Rick, where was Gary Sheffield before he went to the Yankees? Oh, yeah. The World Series logo the Padres had was the navy blue and orange.
All the same thing to me.
We should bring that back. The orange and blue.
I'd wear it. Listen, if you want me to switch the logo, I'll easily switch the logo.
Yeah, the new logo and colors, and not a fan.
Switch the logo. There you go. There's a logo switch for you. No, but yeah, if you're a Padre fan, you're gonna love where they are. Hopefully, health permitting, they're probably. I was reading a stat. The infield's worth $812 million.
Still ain't even close to Messi. I'm just saying. I'll never forget the reaction of everyone watching and you. Braves before Yankees. Okay.
Yeah, all right. I had a brain fart. I wasn't really sure.
Go ahead. That's a little shocking because baseball, you're on the money with that.
Hey,
I give you a lot. I'm like, yeah, who's and you're like, oh, back in 1970 something, yeah, he was on the. I'm like, well, I mean, I'll do that with hockey too. So
No, but I do think it's good when teams want to win. Like, I do think that matters. Like, you see what the Pirates are going through, stripping the payroll all the way down, and their payroll is like $40 million for the entire team. I'm like, what are we doing here? If San Diego can want to go out and spend money, and they're not in Los Angeles, they're not, you know what I mean? Like, What are we doing here? Like,
and the Yankee fan, the Met fans complaining that can't happen. Come on now, we got to be grateful.
Like, bro, you know what offseason you had? Like
so I'm just excited about the Mets for once.
Like,
which is
I'm
a
gonna be
miracle.
honest with you. I gotta be honest with you. That Kevin Polasan is sneaky. That's
That's
sneaky.
solid.
That guy, that's Gold Glove caliber center fielder with range like a mother. So if Met fans, do yourself a favor, fan. Just appreciate what you know. What just for you, we're gonna change. We're gonna change again because we're talking Mets right now. So I'm gonna change the logo. Okay, okay. Just appreciate what you got. Appreciate what you got, because to be quite honest, most teams would love to be in your position right now. So you sound ungrateful. You sound kind of selfish. You sound like what you've been accusing Yankee fans of for the last 25 years. And you haven't
Agreed.
even been rich for 2 minutes yet.
For 2
Hey
minutes.
Gina, how are you?
Hey, Gina.
You haven't even been rich for 2 minutes yet, and you're already like, come on. Hey now. See, I like you, Gina. You're good people, man. You can get along. Cleveland, we're gonna have fun trying to dance in the American League Central with the what and nobody. Well then.
Can I ask you and Rick a lineup question? Because I'm curious. This popped in my head, baseball wise.
What do you got?
Hypothetically, um, who would, if the NL did have a DH, who would you put
Right.
as the Mets DH?
Pete Alonso.
So you wouldn't have him at first.
No.
Interesting.
Dominic Smith would play first for me.
Pete would be a really good DH. I was just curious. I mean, there should be a DH in the National League, but
thank you, big dog. Thank you. Can we get into this a second? Because I'm tired of seeing pitches hit. Like, I'm tired of it. It's a waste. Like,
and
you're playing
baseball situation. Like, I don't think of it like that. I know you and Rick think of the game tactically, and I mean, because you already automatically know the pitcher is going to strike out or hit out. Like, come on now. Maybe get walked, but that's rare. And it's not like you got to stick the Mats or the DeGrom or what are some other good hitting pitches in baseball history? I'm trying to think. Like recently.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, really? Like again,
Noah
Syndergaard
homered a few times.
Oh yeah, not the right Syndergaard.
What you got? Yeah, Alonso. Yeah, I agree. I'm happy with the Jays. I've been saying that for months, James. I love where you guys are headed offensively. If you guys get some pitching, I'm scared.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are dangerous. I would love to see a Mets Blue Jays World Series. That'd be really, I think, entertaining. That'd be really cool. I wish we would have saw that in 15.
That's true. That's a good point by Rick. Pitches who rake, gang.
Yeah, the Steven Matz game, his first start, I'll never forget that. And his grandpa going berserko in the press box. Man, Steve-O. I hope he has success, though, with the Blue Jays. I do.
Yeah. Me too, because I think the guy still has a lot left to prove. I mean, well, you don't shut up now, so I don't think there's any difference.
Yeah, I'd have to block you for at least a week, maybe. Or silence your text. Nah, not block. Silence. I'd silence your text so I wouldn't get them for a little bit.
He said I gotta silence the text. Oh man, Big Dog, you're a trip. You're a trip. Let's see what we got. DeGrom. Oh, yeah. Oh, Mad Bum. Mad Bum. I'm forgetting about Madison Bumgarner. Madison Bumgarner had like
yeah,
4
he
home
was-
Yeah. They tried to put him in the Derby a couple of years ago. But the
What?
Giants, yeah,
They
he
should.
wanted to be.
Nah, but then
He
again,
wanted-
you don't want the pitcher to ruin his
Yeah,
arm.
the Giants were like,
Let's not do that.
we're not putting you in the Derby. No way.
You think of Chi.
We're not putting you in the Derby, yes. But Mad Bum in the Derby. I mean, if you want to put all pitcher home run derby, first pitcher to get to 10 home runs wins.
That would be
I'm
fun.
with that. I'm with that.
See it like you play maybe in 10 or 11 innings, but by the 12th, just do a home run derby to see who wins the game. That'd be really I know you
No.
you would before that in the
Hell
regular
yeah.
season? I
Hell
wasn't
yeah.
sure.
No, that'd be like a shootout and like a.
Yeah, not in the playoffs. Playoffs do traditional, innings, and whoever ends up winning wins. But regular season, do a friggin' home run derby after a while. God damn.
That would be interesting, though.
Like Peter Lont, like you pick. Oh my god. Who would be some dream matchups for that? Like you could pick. How would you do it though? The rules. Let's figure this out.
I'd take 2 of your best pitches that can hit.
What hitters you mean? 2 best hitters?
No.
And how many? Oh, the pitches in the home run derby? In extra innings?
Yes.
Oh my god. All right. That may take 90 years, but
because if you do it for any average Joe, then you'll be there 2 minutes. The game will be over.
yeah, but that's what I want though. No, but imagine like a Pete Alonso going up against like, I don't know.
I mean, if you
another elite hitter in the National League, like let's say, or like a Yankees Met game goes like late extra innings, but then they do the home run derby. Like Judge versus
Alonso.
Like you put them on a timer, and whoever gets more home runs wins.
All right, you got a minute. You got a minute 30. You got to hit more home runs than the other guy in a minute 30. If you don't,
write a letter to Rob Manfred now with this proposal because I think that could work.
Yo, Manfred, you got to do it.
Yeah, like Pete Alonso and Bellinger, or I don't know, the best hitter on each team, and just go at it for a minute 30.
I'd be for that.
And then if that's you'll keep going, or you'll choose the next best 2. I don't know. What do we think of this idea? People were watching.
Injuries will pile up. You're right. You're probably right.
Yeah, they'll be all right. Shoot them up
and
with
something. James, you're probably right. You're probably right. He probably got hurt walking. He probably got hurt walking into spring training. He probably pulled his calf. I'm just waiting for an injury to pop up. Neck piece.
Like Jr. versus Aaron Judge. Oh my god.
Mike Trout versus Bellinger.
Oh.
You could actually market that.
Yeah. MLB, so bad at it, but that would help.
Right. Tatis and Betts home run derby against each other.
Why not?
Get the rivalry juiced. I'm for that. Why not?
Harper against Pete Alonso.
Oh. For those that don't know what brr means, that means that means yes. You like that idea.
Going back to the Islanders a second, Bailey had 2 assists in back-to-back games. Can you believe that? Monday and Tuesday night.
You see, the more you tell him he sucks, the better he plays.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you got any NBA stuff?
Well, the All-Star game is officially scheduled for March 7th in Atlanta, State Farm Arena. The three-point shootout and the three-point shootout and the skills competition will be on the Sunday at halftime of the game.
Interesting.
However they choose to do that, I'm not sure. And
Yeah,
I gotta see Vladdy hit more home runs on a yearly basis. But
George Springer.
oh god, hot damn. I like it after the time, 19th year, best player together. That's true. That's a very interesting point by Rick. I kind of like that idea.
I like the home run idea.
I mean, any way to give the game some spice I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Down the line, they take my advice, but we'll see.
Yeah, you go too far. No, but the NBA is just this, all this, hoping that everybody gets
the All-Star game.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out. Let these players rest. There's no reason to have an All-Star game. Nobody's gonna be there anyway. What are we doing here? This is gonna be the most depressing All-Star weekend in NBA history. Can we not even do this? Can we not do this? It makes no sense. I will say this though. I'm super excited because I do think that we're gonna get some trades after the All-Star break. I do think we're gonna see people move. I think JJ Redick gets traded, former Dookie. I'm excited to see where he goes. Honestly, I do want to see one player from the bench East team.
Okay.
I'd like that. I'd do that. But as far as the NBA goes, I think we're done with all the heavy lifting. I think James Harden was the major trade. You've seen Russ and John Wall and all these major pieces get traded. We're going to see smaller deals get consummated, but I do think we're going to have a lot of, activity because teams are going to buy out certain players. Blake Griffin might get bought out by the Pistons. He's been rumored to either go to Brooklyn or Boston. So, yeah, 90-year-old Blake Griffin.
I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah, when his kneecap still worked.
Yeah, 100 years ago.
But, what do you guys think? I mean, I think the Lakers need some shooting. I think the Lakers can add some shooting. I think the Nets can use a big man. I think it's hard because I think we already know what the 4 teams are going to be. We just don't know what order they're going to be in ultimately. But
I'm calling it Brooklyn versus the Lakers. Book it.
I can see that. I can see it. I'm not mad at it.
You think the Knicks sneak into an 8 spot? 6 spot?
Gotta see where we go from here. I don't know how to.
I know you're praying for it. I know you want to see some playoff basketball.
I mean, I just want them to be competitive. I'm not asking you to win a championship and not like that, but if you stay competitive for me, I'm happy. I don't need much. I'm not being greedy about it.
You're Knick fan.
No, not at all. You got to let these young kids grow. Got to let them grow. Got to let them come together. There's no reason to go off your rocker. Um, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy, no. I just want them to be competitive. It's like you with the Islanders. You weren't expecting nothing those for a few years. Just get into the playoffs, get the feel of it.
Yeah, in hockey, anybody could win. So you could be an 8 seed and go on a run.
Right. And honestly, that's what makes the sport beautiful because at least it's not predictable. Like the NBA is predictable.
Yeah, that's why I can never really get into the NBA. Too predictable. You know who's going to be there in the end. Same teams.
Yeah. And that kind of sucks because, oh my God. Oh my, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait, James. You're not picking your boy? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I thought you saying Brooklyn was getting there was big? James. Oh my God. I never thought I'd see this. Never thought it. James picking against LeBron and the LA Lakers.
I mean, well, if AD's not right, I would pick against the Lakers too, to be honest.
Yeah, but LeBron's his guy.
I mean, LeBron's also in year 18. LeBron's also a year older. LeBron's also not the same
He's getting
LeBron he was. Yeah, but that being said, your man's still good for a highlight or two every night. So
yesterday was
Bucks ain't going to the finals, bro. They ain't got enough depth. And Giannis, they can't deal with the Nets. Listen, nobody in the East can deal with the Nets. Realistically speaking, that firepower is too much. The only thing you gotta hope for with Brooklyn is that they don't play no defense. But Milwaukee, nah, don't trust them in big games. Don't trust him as far as I could throw him. So he's going with his head, not his heart. Okay, James, this is a step of improvement for you.
This is because 10 years ago, this definitely wouldn't have happened.
LeBron leading the. No, I'm saying no. I'm not saying that to be incendiary. I'm just saying he's 36, and the amount of minutes he's been playing to start the regular season off.
How long do you see him playing for? How much longer?
As long as he wants.
Like Brady long or no?
Yes.
Really? Well, yeah, because in the NBA it's different. In today's NBA, you don't get injured or fouled. So
if they look at LeBron sideways, they call a fragrant foul. If you look at him sideways, if you breathe on him the wrong way, that's a flagrant foul. Probably, yeah.
As long as he's got an O-line and he does the TB12 diet, forget about it.
And those kneecaps can stay warm in Florida weather.
Yeah, he's indestructible. He's like Ozzy.
Spoken like a true Scar Jet fan. Jesus.
Although Ozzy honestly is a complete miracle. But
no, I'm not hating. Come on. It's true.
You do kind of hate LeBron a little, though. Admit it. Admit it, though, a little bit. Which is all good. We're honest on the show. I show my hatred for players and teams.
Well, yeah, I hate him because I think he didn't do it the right way, but that's just me. But you can't
respect your Knicks. I would hate him too if I was a
Knicks
fan.
You can't crap on accomplishment. Like the he's done everything a human being could do in the NBA.
Yeah. No, like Brady. How much I hate the guy. The guy's the greatest ever lived.
Yeah, I can't hate him, but he ain't Mike.
No, that's definitely true. Speaking of which,
But
it was Jordan's birthday yesterday, and the legendary Jim Brown.
how about that for those two birthdays? Jim Brown and MJ on the same day. So
And
that's
Tiger Woods share a birthday also,
crazy.
which is interesting.
Something in the water on those 2 days, because
Everyone though on Get Up was saying LeBron's better than Jordan, and Greeny was flipping out, which I can understand. Yeah, Greeny was not having it. James just texted me, "Don't make me hop on." And he sent me a picture of him in his LeBron jersey with a really serious look on his face.
listen, we're
That's
we're
a really
leaving.
nice jersey, actually. That's a really cool jersey.
We're leaving now, so you can't hop on even if you wanted to. But all I'm saying is,
We gotta have you on again soon, though, James.
we gotta have you on soon, but there ain't no debate. Not in my book, anyway.
Yeah, Jordan is.
Yesterday was Jesus's basketball. Jesus's birthday.
Although why Stephanie love the guy, I'll never understand it as a Knick fan. But you do you. You love Jordan. You love Jordan. And he's a North Carolina guy, which that's too little. All right, that thinking about it now, that's kind of interesting. He went to North Carolina, and you're a Duke fan. You hate North Carolina. You're a Knicks fan. Jordan killed the Knicks in the '90s. Killed
Duke too.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. I don't know if you know. I don't know. I hope you're all right, because.
What do you think? I hate too much of the old bond.
A little, or you're going senile. I don't know, but you're kind of worrying me, to be honest.
Too much of the old bond.
Maybe.
Yeah. Who the hell knows? The Last Dance, it gave me a new reverence for him. What do you want me to do?
Listen, even when because I know they're coming out with something like that about Tom Brady, I ain't gonna fall in love with the guy. I respect him.
Yeah, but I've always had a reverence and a fear for Mike. Like, I've always had an admiration from afar. Because if I was an athlete, I would be that way.
You would. Yeah, holy kid. You would definitely be like that for sure.
I'm saying, you know it. You've been my boy for how long?
6 years now? Which, can you believe it's that long?
Yeah. Know what that means? We're getting old, like this show.
I've known him since I'm like 12.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, like 11, 12 years old.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching.
Yes.
We appreciate it. We'll be back Monday, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock Monday. The show's time is going to change. There you go. There you go, Razor. There you go. There you go. But so 6 o'clock, guys. We're going a different time route because Big Dog's old and can't stay up anymore. I got other stuff I got other projects I'm working on. Admit it, Big Dog, you're old.
I am. I ain't gonna deny it. I feel like I'm 90 years old. I can't.
He can't stay up anymore. He's old. He starts dozing off at about 8:30. So we got to make sure he gets his beauty sleep in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know.
And I'm almost ready, done with some of my projects. So 6 o'clock, the show's time is moving. Hey, what are you saying?
The wee hours of the night.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
No, I'm saying you're a night owl. You stay up all hours of the night. You never get tired, apparently.
What am I, inhuman?
You're like a vampire. You're nocturnal.
I guess I am. Yes. I'm working on something special, though. You guys will know about it soon. If you've been paying attention to the social media pages,
I gotta
there's a
watch this. The game,
there's,
though.
there's something very special coming very, very soon for you guys. So stay
Yeah,
tuned.
it made me cry. I'm just warning.
All right. Big Dog, take us home.
All right. Later, guys. Back and better than ever on Monday. This was fun. Stefan, talk to you soon. Guys, everyone, stay safe out there, all right? Stay healthy, and we will talk to you guys on Monday.
Yes, sir.